What's up, fam? It's 11:25 at 1:25. Apparently, you gotta love divine alignment and all those things. It's been a hell of a fucking little bit of a roller coaster. The last 3 days have been a little funky, especially with the astrology. You've been challenged. You got Chiron in the air. The wounded warrior. And for those of you who are not acting like a bunch of sacrifices in one way or another, I think it's important to understand that the survival instincts within ourselves have us backed into a corner and having us act our animalism out. And when it comes to the physical and when it comes to, primitive behavior, or you can see us lashing out or acting out because you feel compelled to, there's two things to understand. It's matters of the root and matters of the throat. There's truth that needs to be spoken and the lies have to be lifted, when it comes to the throat. But it's your groundedness and your ability to stay grounded and humble during this time of transition is what Spirit is saying, for us to come together, come one, come all, is what I'm hearing, and literally come to ourselves for just a brief moment to realize that a lot of the perceived suffering or the lack thereof of authority in your life and taking control and making things happen in your life, or in the lethargy and possibly even sloth, if you're into that type of stuff, just slow moving energy right now. It's about transition and transmutation. So when you realize that you're in these type of situations where you got to do something that actually matters, take care of your matters of the heart, do something that you're really passionate about, hobby, artistry, listening to music is probably, one of the easiest things to do to get you motivated right now, to push this energy, to move the wheel in your favor. If you ever think about motivation is manifestation, is what Spirit is saying. So basically, if you understand the principle of a flywheel, which you got to turn, but it starts really slow till it builds up inertia and starts moving on its own, right? This is the process of manifestation in a sense, from a mechanic's perspective, is what I'm being told. But it's important for us to understand that there is a lack of control, therefore there is a controlling sensation, or an innate fucking instinct to want to put things into perspective, to want to know things right away, to want to heal, to want to grow, to want to force yourself into not feeling what you're feeling right now. And my advice to you is to allow yourself to feel it, understand that you are feeling it, but you are being given something in that feeling that you are allowed to observe and know yourself better. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of projections to what people, places, and things have placed upon us, or you've placed upon yourself in one way or another by just hanging out with those things or seeing these things over and over again. Remember, pattern behavior is a thing, and visualization, and that visualization of the pattern can become something that subconscious will pick up and run with in one way or another. We have to consider those things, especially with the energy and being a healer. I'm looking at these things and I'm observing these things, and I'm just watching how these things are working collectively, not only inside myself, of course, because, I'm the one who has to experience it if I'm going to speak it, but also the collective people that are out there as well. You know what I'm saying? So fam, you're not alone, man. Even some of us who are at the tippy top or at the top, can have these sensations or these sensitivities. So there's really nothing to say personal, but embrace the growth that you are being given, regardless of what it looks like. Because, you know what I'm saying, in any aspect, we could look at it from a morbid space, or we could look at this from an opportunistic space. And what I've come to realize, especially within myself and with being able to be sensitive of the energy, is realizing that there's a lot of imposter syndrome going on right now. And that's why there's a lot of people acting out in one way or another, that they're unsettled, they're unhealed, they're unbalanced in one way or another, they're unaligned. So there's many things that matter that are going on right now that a lot of people don't really have a control over, or an understanding of what they're actually trying to control. If anything, it's not control, it's more so an ability to focus on the things that matter and the things that drive you and move you and the things that are working for you, instead of paying attention to the things that are working against you right now, because that's what Chiron, that's what the wounded healer brings. And then you have Jupiter and Saturn in the mix that are actually correlating together, not only with the inner planets, for your own evolution, allowing you to grow and allow you to evolve, and to understand that, through that great pain is a great release when you're not holding on to it, when you're not trying to control it, when you're not trying to understand it, when you're trying to fight against it because it's no longer you. It's not about that moment. It's about surrender. And it's about pride, and understanding what pride is. Pride will say from an ego space that, that stubbornness is related to this. Oh, I'm not going back there. I've done the work and I'm not going back to that. I'm not going back. It's like going back to an ex, right? That did you dirty. You're literally going there. You're like, I'm not going to go back to that shit. But that's the rhetoric. That's the fight. That's the survival instinct that you created a very long time ago that is manifesting itself now for you to rationalize with it and kind of like have a revelation that this is no longer you. This is something that you asked the universe for. You said you didn't want this, and now you're actually getting this, but you're looking at the fact that you're looking at it from the present moment into a past space, and there's the trick. There's the illusion. Not realizing that you're actually being given a gift by showing you that you have asked for more, that you have grown past that space, that you've evolved, that you've come over that. And that whatever it is that you're feeling, to not allow yourself to be pulled back there ever again is your willingness to surrender it and allow yourself to grow from the learning experience that you're receiving right now. And this is how one of the many ways that we have the ability to teach people how to manage and master their emotions, and from an energetic space and understanding the energy for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And be able to look at things from a perspective of what is versus the what isn't that is consistently circulating in your mind in one way or another. No, you can't do that. No, I shouldn't do that. Well, I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's stubbornness. That's ignorance. That's not a willingness to understand yourself and not allow yourself to embrace what is being given by the creator itself, by the universe, source, God, whichever way you want to look at it. You are being given something that sets you free from something that you no longer resonate with, that you asked to walk away from, that you asked to no longer partake in or be a part of, much less even remember. Okay? So my advice to you, fam, and basically what we're saying here is look at today as a gift. And that's why it's called the present, because it's truly a gift to what's happening to us right now. This is a great purging, a purification, a relief, a remembering. This is a very sacred practice that we are undergoing. But on the physical surface, it can look like a bunch of shit. It could look like, oh, my life is ending. Oh, it's like, I don't want to deal with this shit no more. Or I'm giving up. Don't give up. The only thing that you're being shown right now is how you haven't given up and how far you've come now. To be here in this moment, to be able to receive this message, to listen to this teaching, okay, from the elders, and understand that you are on the path of the healing. You're on the path of what shamans go through. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it except it's shaman's journey. Understanding that this is the path that we walk to purify ourselves, to be our most authentic lightest self. So it really, it's important to remember where you come from and what the natural instincts and the natural habits and natural ways bring to the forefront, only to show you that they are either no longer, they will get you no further, or you are going to pursue them more passionately, with more so of an open heart and an understanding and a surrenderance to what's happening right now, and allow yourself to learn and grow from a space where you're paying attention, you're focusing on what's important to you. You're asking the creator to show you. You're asking spirit to show you, to demonstrate to you, to guide you in one way or another, to help you get past the resolve that we are now sensing right now, that was coming to a closing right now, So, I'm normally, you have a decision to make around these times. So if you're in a void, or you're in some stillness, or it's too quiet, or all you're hearing is high vibration frequencies or behavior around you, for whatever level that you're on, understand that you are receiving something that is golden, that is a gift, is what I'm being told. In order for you to learn and grow, to realize that you are given an opportunity to look at things from a different perspective and not from a past space, and live from there. Salah. Much love to each and every one of you. If you guys want a energy healing session, or you want to know more about yourself, or you need soul counsel, please, you can find me at fourcornershealing37.com. My name is Jay. Stay tuned for more content, fam. And like, share, and subscribe this, and get this to as many people as you think would benefit from it, and also you. And don't forget, enjoy the gift of giving, because when you give to others, you also give to yourself. And that is the essence of gratitude that a lot of people need to embrace more, because when you're giving, you're actually receiving. And that's why the spirit of giving is so fulfilling when we do. Salah. Much love, fam. Take care. Peace.